So what would you do if you had $10 million accidentally sent to your bank account? Would you keep it or would you spend it? Hey, what's up everybody? Ralph here. So I came across this article on marketwatch.com, right? And the title is Crypto.com accidentally sends woman $10 million instead of $100. What she did after that, she went and bought a mansion. So it's just funny to see this story because obviously it's not every day where you get, somebody sends you a $10 million, accidentally to your bank account. And it's funny to see like what a lot of people would do if that actually happened, because obviously if someone sends that much money to you, or you just find $10 million out on the street, then you might just the smart thing to do, or the logical thing to do is like, all right, let's see if I can correct this, because obviously either somebody lost it or this was a mistake. Not every day you hear somebody says, somebody sent me $10 million by accident and I'm gonna go buy a house, a mansion, right? So the story said, cryptocurrency exchange Crypto.com mistakenly deposited $10.5 million directly into a woman's bank account when the platform only intended to give her a $100 refund. I don't know how you messed that up. Like, I know it's $100 and then you get the zeros messed up, but like you sent $10.5 million. That's kind of a serious mistake. You get the numbers messed up like that. I mean, it's pretty serious. Almost like, did somebody do this intentionally? But who knows, right? So it said, according to 7 News in Australia, a Melbourne woman received a giant payment back in May 2021, and several months later, Crypto.com discovered its error. So they didn't realize the error that they sent $10 million till several months later. So they got a lot of money in the bank account, right? Like imagine any of us, like, say you had like $1,000 and then, $10 was mistakenly taken out. Or $100. It's almost that case, like $100 that came out of your account. If you had $1,000 in there, you probably wouldn't notice it. You probably notice $100, but let's say if it was like $5 or $10, you probably wouldn't notice it until this makes no sense. But for them to not notice $10 million, being taken away from their account, tells you they obviously got a lot of money in that account, right? So it says. Extraordinarily, the plaintiffs allegedly did not realize the significant error until some 7 months later, in late December 2021. The Victorian Supreme Court Judge James Elliott wrote in a court ruling. The woman, I'm not even gonna pronounce her name, is being sued by the crypto giant for its money back. The only problem, some of it has already been spent, right? So it says Mandeville used $1.35 million of the funds to purchase a 5-bedroom home for her sister in Australia. So Crypto.com has since taken legal action against both sisters, and the luxury home has been ordered to be sold, although other legal proceedings regarding the situation are scheduled to resume in October, the report says. So obviously the court is going to say, obviously it was a mistake. You knew it was a mistake. So what you're going to have to do is you can't keep the home. You're going to have to sell it, which is obviously the most logical thing to do. Obviously it's a mistake that, Crypto.com made, but if you somehow just find $10 million in your account, or you just find $10 million on the street, I mean, most people would, if they find it on the street, you probably bring it to the authorities and be like, all right, so I found this money on the street, and if no one claims it, then I guess it's yours. I think that's how it goes, right? But if $10 million just automatically goes into your account, and you know where it came from, obviously it was a mistake. Right, so what they're going to do is they're going to obviously have to sell that home. What they just said, they're going to be ordered to sell that home, and then obviously pay back whatever they get from the home. They're going to have to pay that back. So obviously it's an ongoing ongoing situation. So they're going to figure out what they're going to do. But it's just funny. Like what she could have probably did? She could probably took that money, right, and then put it into a high interest yield savings account, and then she could have made some money during those times where they didn't notice, and just hold it in there and for a good year and see obviously just keep it in there, and then eventually they'll figure it out, and then by the time they do figure it out, you'd have made pretty good money on that savings account. So I think that would have been the smart thing to do, instead of purchasing a home knowing that eventually you're gonna get caught and they're gonna say, she probably thought she'd be able to keep the home, but I think probably if she could rethink this, then if she go back, she probably would have been smarter just to put that in a savings account, and then make some money doing that, and then if they once they figure that out, then you just give the money back, and at least you have some money in that account. So I think that would have been a smart thing to do. But she said, let me just go buy this mansion. I'm gonna splurge a little bit on somebody else's dime and see how it goes. But clearly they you know what they're gonna do is they're gonna sell that home, and then they're gonna be left with nothing. So yeah, so that was a quick one. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. What would you do if $10 million just accidentally popped in your account, right? So leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and please do not forget to subscribe. Right, so you guys take care. Have a good one. Later.